Hey everyone, Josh here with a look at another Star Wars toy, and today we're going to unbox a 6-inch Black Series. This is a battle droid. So let's go set this little droid free. Alright everyone, here we are with a 6-inch battle droid from the Black Series collection. And we're going to unbox this guy today. Let's quickly take a look at the packaging, and this guy is number 83 in the set, or the line. And of course we have a quick character description on the back, and I'll go ahead and read that for you guys. Battle Droid. Rather than use flesh and blood warriors, the Separatists prefer mindlessly loyal soldiers that are easily controlled. Battle droids are dim-witted and no match for clone troopers or Jedi. But they weren't designed to be smart. They were designed to overwhelm Republic civilians through sheer numbers, something they do very effectively. And there you go, a pretty good description of the battle droid. And I think the whole concept behind the battle droid is really interesting and fascinating, because think about how difficult it would have been just from a filmmaking perspective to have had the Jedi fight flesh and blood warriors, as I say, because it would have got pretty pretty gory. So the fact that you have an army of robots, you can have the Jedi slice them up and decimate them in large numbers, and people are not appalled. But just looking at this guy, I'm really interested to get my hands on him, because he's going to be a different figure. He's going to be a little bit more unique, because he's not your typical humanoid type figure. But you can see he comes with an extra antenna here that is, I'm assuming, going to attach to his backpack. And then you have his blaster rifle, and we'll pop that thing out of here. Very cool. And then of course we have the battle droid himself. And what I'm going to be interested to see is if this guy folds up like they did in the Phantom Menace. So very cool, very unique little guy here. And here he is. And of course you can see they have the backpack, and that's interesting. So the antenna does come in and out. So we'll take a look at that stuff later in a second here. But yeah, very interesting. Of course, that's one of the things I was talking about. His articulation is going to be unique, and it's going to be a little bit different than your standard figure. And of course, the face sculpt's not going to be something you're going to worry too much about. But these are going to be fun to collect, I think, because if you are someone who customizes figures, you could paint these guys up really nice. And if you want to talk about army building, these guys are going to be great. I can't wait till you can start finding them at a little bit reduced price. And I'm going to be picking them up. They're going to go good for little dioramas with General Grievous, if the droid commander, the droid general. So, and I'm going to be curious to see here, does this backpack remove? So let's get, oh, it does. Oh, very cool. So the backpack does come out, and you can see it's got just two little rectangular holes in there and two little rectangular pegs, and very cool. And then you remember they did show this, and I believe it was the Phantom Menace. They showed the antenna going in and out, but you have retractable antenna on the backpack, and they just slide in and out, and you can feel them kind of snap. Oh, okay. They go for a while. Very interesting. So then why do we have extra? Oh, okay, so if you want to take the backpack off and just put the antenna in there, you can do that. I see. Very cool. Okay. I thought maybe the antenna would snap into the backpack, but there you go. So you have an extra set of antennae that you can put in his back. Very interesting. It's a little bit firm, getting it in and out, a little bit stiff, but that's good. You want it to be a tight fit so it stays in there. And was just looking at the backpack, see if they actually put in kind of like numbers on it or serial code or anything like that. But very cool. I like it. Okay, so real quick here, let's run through this guy's articulation because it's going to be unique. So looking at his head here, you have 2 points. Let's see here. And no, his head does not rotate at all. But you have a point of articulation at his neck. And okay, so they have it. So I thought I just almost popped his head out, but they have it so you can pull the neck joint out a little bit and pop it back in. That is very interesting. So I'm sorry. So you can see as you roll it down, it kind of pops out of position, but there's actually a pin that holds it in there, so it's not coming out. There's your trying to get him to fold up position. Okay, very interesting. I thought the head was actually popping out, but it's not. And okay, and they're doing, and so the head, okay, it does rotate. I take that back. So they have a little tiny ball joint up in here. And so you have, of course, up and down. Whoops. And then his back part just popped out on me. And then you can rotate them. So, but yeah, as you saw, the little back fins on him just popped out. And that has movement on it. And the reason being, so when you look up, or if you're tucking his head down, the little fins are going to hit the neck. So it is removable, as you just saw, but it just pops right back in there. Very cool. Okay, and then let's pop his neck back in there. That's a little weird. Okay, and then going down from there, so at the shoulder here, what do we have? We have rotation, and the up and down movement is kind of limited because you're having the shoulder joint hit there. And then down at the elbow, you have up and down articulation at this circular joint here. And then you actually have wrist rotation there's a small point of articulation right there where you rotate the wrist. And then at the wrist here, so you have rotation at the wrist, and you have up and down from the palm to the top of the hand, back and forth. So I'm actually really impressed with the amount of articulation they got on this little guy's arms. Okay, so then going down from there, you do have articulation in his body, and you kind of have like a joint up under here where the thin part goes into the chest, and you just have a little bit of forward and backwards movement on him, and that's about it. And then going down to his legs here, you have a lot of rotation movement forward and back, very minimal side to side. And then down at the knee, you have just a forward and backward. And then at the ankle, you have forward, backward, and yes, they do have rotation, but for some reason, they have little pins in the front of his ankles to stop the rotation from going too far. Okay, no, it's not meant to stop. It's meant to hold it into place. It's kind of like a ratchet. You can feel it click, and it holds it into position, so it's not free swinging. Okay, so I thought maybe they didn't want the foot rotating for some reason, but no, it does rotate. It's just because he has so thin, he doesn't have any. They couldn't hide some of the features, I guess, of the articulation, so it's exposed. But one of the things I wanted to check was, like I said, can he fold up like they did in the Phantom Menace? And you get pretty close. It's not 100%. And it's mostly because of the way the neck is designed. I mean, there's going to be limitations on the total articulation. You can't get the elbow all the way. That's as far as I can get the elbow to fold up.
But that does look pretty good. It's pretty darn close. So, that's one of my favorite scenes, when they deploy the battle droids out of the carriers and they all unfold at once. That's pretty cool. So, all right. And then, of course, in that scene, one of the things that was my favorite too is when they run to the back and they reach to their back and they pull the blasters off their backpacks. And I was just wondering, does that happen? And there you go. You can see the actual feature for doing that. So on the blaster, there's a little tab here sticking out, and there's a little port for it. So very cool. You can do that. Let's hope it works here. Very cool. So it does work. You can put the blaster in the backpack. It's staying in there pretty good. Very cool. So I'm going to go ahead and pop the backpack back on him here. And we're going to do that and see if he can actually reach it. And reach to grab the backpack. Pretty close. Yeah, okay. So he can grab it. You got to really push the wrist articulation on there. But he does reach it. And I'm going to go ahead and pop it out and put it in his hand. And we're going to see how he interacts with this thing. And of course, these guys have kind of unique blasters because they have these giant handles on them for the way their hands are designed. Very cool. It's got a really good grip on it for only having 3 fingers. Looks pretty good. This has actually turned out to be a pretty impressive figure. I'm really surprised by it. So let's check out if it holds it in the other hand. And before we do that, I just want to show you the difference in his hand sculpts. And you can see on his right hand here, the trigger finger, or I guess his top finger, because he only has 3, is out a little bit more than the, not by much though. I mean, they almost look identical. They're pretty darn close. So let's see here. Okay, so you can put it in either hand, depending on how you want to do it. But it does feel like it's gripped a little bit better in his right hand versus his left hand. So, but it's not coming out when you wiggle the figure, so very cool. All right. I'm really kind of liking this guy. I'm gonna have to pick more of these little guys up. Very cool. And we'll go ahead and take just a real quick closer look at the blaster, because you can, I just feel it looks a little better when he's doing it and my big hand isn't in the way. Very cool. So what's going to be interesting with this guy, now this is one figure, and there's what the bottom of the feet look like. I would think, because in some of the more recent releases of these figures, they have been putting some stands in them. If you get the Rocket Trooper, the GameStop exclusive, and I believe the Luke and Stormtrooper disguise also has it. They come with little plastic stands so you can stand them up. Now, this guy already, you can tell he's having a little bit of a problem standing up, and you would think this would be the one guy you would want to put a display stand in the pack. So, but yeah, he is doing it. He is standing. Very cool. He's a little wobbly, but he is doing it. Very cool. All right, everyone. There he is, the Battle Droid from the Black Series 6-inch line. And I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. I hope you're enjoying the reviews. And if you are, please subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have your support here. And thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.